Hey guys, just a quick video to go over the directions on your final projects in geography, as well as how to set up a Google site which will house all of your projects. Now you're going to be completing one of these final projects for each of the units in geography this semester and next. So do sit back, pay attention, but also get your site set up, because by the end of the semester you'll have all your projects on this one site. It will be really cool to look at. So just coming up as a reminder, coming up pretty soon, you do have your first final project on natural resources and population due this week. So that will be coming up soon. I did create a web page that has a plethora of resources for you to use, but I just want to go over real quick the methods and directions for what I'm looking for in each of your projects. So that's why I have this site here. Basically, for each unit, we're going to focus on one global issue. So for example, a global issue might be climate change or poverty, refugee crisis, deforestation, population growth, stuff like that. That'll be each unit. Then you go out, do some research, maybe find some potential solutions to this global issue, and then you get to create some sort of project that shows what you learned and what your potential solutions might be. I'm going to make you guys vary up the type of projects you do. So I've created a menu of options for you guys to go through. You can see them over here. For completing your projects. So for instance, perhaps in Unit 1 you want to do something that's around graphical design. There are all these resources in this page for you for what I'm looking for graphical design. Think poster, think images, infographics, all that kind of falls under graphical design. I have lots of resources on this web page, for you, and some directions to follow, as well as some different map building softwares, things like that. Paper digital portfolio is another option. That's kind of your traditional research paper, or a blog post with kind of some images in it. And I try to include some examples of some really strong blog posts or papers that I've seen in the past. Podcast is an audio recording of your project. So what on each page I kind of have what needs to be included, some resources that you can use. So this is some voice recording software that you can download. If you have a smartphone, you can certainly do your recordings on there, and some overall directions to follow. Presentation, I'm sure we've all made hundreds of presentations in our in our lifetime, but I do want you guys to do something, either a Google slide or a Prezi, or something else a little more creative than the traditional PowerPoint presentation. And then finally is YouTuber documentary. So this is you actually videotaping yourself, or videotaping you talking over perhaps a slideshow or some animations. So all 5 of these are different options. I guess I would think of this almost like a menu. You get to choose how you're going to give your presentation. You go out and do the research, and then you create it and submit it, and it needs to be posted on a Google site. So here's the important note. Once you've done, let's say, a podcast, you're done doing podcasts for the rest of the semester. Okay, so I'm looking for some variation in the choices that you do, and I'll only let you do each one once. Okay, so by the end of the semester, you should have done most, if not all, of the different options. Down here are the directions for each of the projects, and some questions for you to follow. So for instance, the one coming up pretty quickly here in Unit 1, Natural Resources and Population, has all of the directions for what the project should be. some questions that I should have answered throughout this project, as well as a grading rubric to follow in here. So always be using rubrics to grade your own work before you turn it in, and it should align pretty quickly to what I grade as well. So jumping back to my site, that's Unit 1. Let's say natural resources and population. In Unit 1, I'll take a look at the rubric, see what it's asking me, go out and do some research. I might have some more resources for you guys, and then I'm going to decide, is this going to be a good one for graphical design, podcast, YouTube or documentary? Do I want to do a presentation or a paper? Then you go and create it. Now, here's where you're going to be keeping all of your projects on Google Sites. So Google recently updated Google Sites, and I really want you guys using the new Google Sites. So when you go to sites.google.com, just make sure you click down here where it says New Google Sites. Okay, and then when you click this little red plus sign over here, that will open up a new site for you. Your first page could be Mr. James's Global Projects. I might, over here, I can add text box. Okay. Images. You can add URLs. You could upload. So, for instance, maybe when you complete your podcast, you can upload the audio file directly to your Google site and have it housed on your site. You can do YouTube embeds, all sorts of stuff. One thing that I do want you guys to do is to make a new page for each of your projects and units. So for instance, I might call this Unit 1, Intro to Geography. Okay. And this is where I'm going to actually put my upload of my project is on in the Unit 1 page. And when I get to Unit 2, we'll just add a new page. Unit 2 is in there, and I can insert my project, whether it's the paper, the podcast, the movie, whatever in there. You name your site, Mr. James Global Projects. Then when you're done with let's say you're done with Unit 1, you have everything in here. You'll then go to Publish, and give your site a name. Okay. It can be who can visit, anyone at psdschools.org. That way I can get to it. Other students can too. And you click Publish. The last thing you need to do is view the published site. Okay, this is your web link. Copy that. Go back to your geography class. Okay, and I'll go into Blackboard Unit 1 here. Scroll down to the final project, Natural Resources and Population. You can see there are the same directions. And then it says Writing Assignment, Natural Resources and Population. Write Submission. And I'm going to paste my web page into there. That way I can grade it in Blackboard. The last thing I need for you guys to do after you've submitted this or before you click Submit is click on this link here, and it's just going to take you to a form that's going to ask you a couple questions like your name, which unit are you turning this in for, and which menu choice you chose for your project, along with a couple other things. And then you just click Submit, and boom, your project has been submitted, and I'll get it graded in the next week or so. So again, you'll be choosing a different type of project for each of the units. Once you've completed that project, you can't do it for future units. So maybe start with one that seems really hard. Number 3 is everything will be housed on Google Sites. And then 4, your Google site, every time you submit it, needs to be submitted on Blackboard as well with that form filled out. Please feel free to email me if you guys got any questions about this. And I'm more than happy to help you get set up on Google Sites. I'm really looking forward to seeing your projects this semester.